What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing well out there, and thanks for tuning in. This is Premium Fuel Garage. I'm Anthony, and if you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. Give us a like. Hope you enjoy the content. Those of you that are returning and our subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate the support, and every time you give it a thumbs up, it really helps me out, so I really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the content on the channel. So today we're going to do another install video on my wife's C8 Corvette. The last video, if you haven't watched, you can go back and watch. We did an install, real quick one, but probably one of the most important installs you can do as a C8 owner. So if you haven't watched that video, please go back and check it out. Otherwise, you know what we're talking about. Today, this video is primarily for the C8 Hard Top Convertible owners. This is a modification that we've all been waiting for, because if you know about the C8s, you know that one of the big differences between the two vehicles, the Coupe and the Hard Top Convertible, besides the actual Hard Top Convertible, obviously, is the fact that you can see the engine bay in the Coupe, which you can't in the Hard Top Convertible, because when the top folds down, it covers that area. So GM, I'm assuming, thought, well, we don't need to show that off. You're never going to see it. Well, there is a way that you can open the back of the car with the top staying onto the car, and so you could display it at car shows, or if you want to show your buddies or whatever. So everybody that has a Corvette convertible has been pining over this. What can we do? What can we do? Lots of companies are coming out with ideas, and Paragon Performance, who we bought the last mod from, we got from them as well. They have a clear panel that replaces the factory black panel. So that's what we decided to go with. Now, one of the things about that is that because GM didn't want to show off the engine bay from jump, they didn't put any kind of decorative cover over the engine. So in addition to the clear cover, we also got a carbon fiber cover to go over the engine, just to spice it up, or just to spruce it up a little bit, just so it looks nice. So that's what we're going to do today. Not a real hard install, bunch of screws and stuff, but it shouldn't be too bad. And I think it's going to make a real big difference as far as the impact and being able to see the engine bay now. So that's the plan for today. Not a sponsored video. We purchased the parts just like before, so just put that out there. And then also wanted to give a quick update on my vehicle that we've been waiting on, my Ram TRX. Got a call from the dealer this morning, and it touched down. So they are prepping it, and I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. So I am beyond excited. Can't wait to have it on the channel. Can't wait to show you guys. Can't wait to do all the mods that we've got sitting in the garage waiting for it. So really excited about that. So we're gonna get going on this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll take you over to the table, show you all the stuff that we got, tools we're gonna need, and we'll go from there. This is the clear panel that is going to replace the black solid panel that will allow us to see into the engine bay. And then this is the carbon fiber cover that we'll be putting on top of the engine to dress it up a little bit. So that's what we got, and that's what we're installing today. I think the biggest thing is we need T15 Torx. I think there's 16 screws around the black cover, 10 mil to take out the screws on the engine cover itself, and then because we have a hardtop convertible instead of a coupe, I think we only have 2 screws holding a couple things to the engine, and the cover needs 4 screws. So what we're going to do is replace the 2 that came from the factory, and then I bought 4 of the same to replace them with. Let me see if I can get this to focus. There we go. Got them from Home Depot. I don't know, they were a couple bucks. So that's what we're going to be putting in instead of the OEM screws. And then I think we need some snips just in case, because I think there's one hose that we might have to snip a zip tie to get it to move to get the cover on. So that's what we got going on. And we're going to move over to the car now. I'm going to switch the cameras and we will get going. All right, hang on a second. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to get started is to open up the back of the car. What it's called is service mode, as far as the Hard Top Convertible goes. What you're able to do is open up the tonneau cover, for lack of a better term, and the hard top stays in place, so it gives you access to the engine area. The way to do that is to put it into service mode is to lock the car twice and then hold down the open button, and it will open the top and put it into service mode. Now the hard top stays in place, but the tonneau cover's up, giving us access to the engine bay. So that's the first step, and that's how you do it. And we will reposition the camera so you can see in there a little bit better, and we'll get going. What we need to do is take all those perimeter screws out first. Like I said, I think they're T15 Torx, so that's what we're going to do first. So I'll move the camera, show you a couple of them coming out, and then I won't bore you with, I think there's 16 of them. So I'll get that done, and then we'll come back and go on from there. All right, stick here. All right, so like I said, we got to take out all these screws on the perimeter of this cover. Some people I've seen that have done this have used a drill or something powered. I'm worried because they're just so tiny that I wouldn't want to strip these out. So, I mean, even though there is a bunch of them, I don't think it's that big a deal just to do it by hand. They come out real easy, and then you don't have to worry about that. Because that's the last thing you want to do is strip something like this, and then I don't know when we do fix that problem. So, like I said, they come out pretty quick, pretty easy. It's not too bad. That's 3 out here in a couple seconds. So I will pause it here, get all these out, and then I will turn you back on, turn the camera back on when we're ready to pull this cover off. All right. Okay, here we go. 2 days later, got all those screws out. So basically what we're going to do is we need to tip this forward a little bit and then kind of put it in this gap between the lid and the back of the car carefully, and then you just pull it out. So that's out right now. Set that off to the side. And I will focus the camera down in there so you guys can see what we're looking at. Okay, here you go. Now you can see down into the engine bay without that cover on there now, and get a better look. And like I said, you can see that corrugated plastic on top of the engine there, not too dressy at all. So that's what we're going to put the cover on top of, so it just shines it up a little bit, makes it look a little bit nicer. So let me grab the cover, and we'll show you what it's going to look like. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is we've got 10 millimeter down here that we have to remove, and then there's another one on the other side right there. We have to remove those and push these to the side so that we can get the cover in. And then those 4 screws that I got, one will go in each one of those holes to replace those 2, and then there will be one that goes in that one and one that goes in that one. So let me remove those, and then we will get the cover and we'll go from there. Alright, so let's start to loosen these 10 mils. And then you just want to set that bracket back a little bit, get it out of the way so it opens that up, and then this will go back in when we put it down. So that's what we're going to do, and I got to do the one on the other side, and then we'll get to the next step. So I got the carbon fiber cover in here. I'm not going to lie, that was definitely the most difficult part of the job, just trying to wiggle it in there, get it around and on top and below and everywhere it's supposed to go. One thing back here, there was a clip, and it had a zip tie on it. There was no way to get this hose out of the way other than to snip that zip tie. So I will just put another zip tie in there and hold that hose back in place. But other than that, once I wheeled it all, and it's pretty rigid because it's carbon fiber, so it's not a whole lot of give to it. I was able to snake it in there. So I'm going to get those bolts that I got from Home Depot, and I will put those in. When you're putting them back in, obviously make sure all your holes are lined up, but then you also want to make sure that the mounting brackets that we took off at the beginning go over top of the cover when you reinstall it, so that way they're locking them in place where they're supposed to go. So that's what we're going to work on right now. I will get the bolt started, and then I will turn the camera back on and you can watch me finish it up. Hang on. Okay, so I got all of them started. Now we're going to tighten them down. I just want them snug. Let me get to the bottom here. Again, this is another area where I've seen people use impacts or something else, and I just prefer to do it by hand. So that's one. Do 3 more, and those will be done, and we'll move on to. All right, so I got all those tightened down, and then like I said, make sure that those brackets that we took off at the beginning go over top of the cover when you tighten those screws down and put them back on. That's the proper location for them. So as far as the engine cover goes, we're all set. I did put another zip tie on that hose right there, so that's all taken care of. And that's not going anywhere. It's right back to where it's supposed to be. And what we're going to do now is, let me go over to the table here and I'll show you what we got to do. Right. So what we have to do next is get this clear cover ready to go back on. And the 2 things that we need to do is we need to transfer the access panel flaps that were on the OEM cover and put them on this cover. Paragon Performance provides holes. They go straight through for both of them. So basically all we have to do is remove them here from the OEM. These 2 right here. That's on the back side. Undo those. Transfer over to the other one. Same thing for that cover there. So we're going to do that now. It's a 10 mil socket. And like I said, just back the nuts off. Transfer them over. Tighten them back down. And then we'll be ready to put the cover into place. So we'll be right back. Hang on. Alright, we got the covers switched over from the OEM to a clear one from Paragon Performance. Now we're going to get ready to put it back in. Same thing like when we took it out. You want to go into this gap a little bit. Careful, watch the body. Dip down and then come back forward. And then just line up all the holes and put it back down. I'll pause the camera here and I'll start some screws and then we can go from there. Alright, finishing up the last one here. I don't even know how many it was, 16, 18, something like that. So it's tedious, takes a while, but they go in real easy. And that's it, it completes it. So one thing I will mention, because you're handling this and this is clear, I would recommend making sure you wipe it down real good before you put it in, just so that you know, it looks clear on both sides when you put it in. So I'll back the camera out a little bit, zoom in a little bit, show you what it looks like. I think it turned out great. Like I said, I think this is a big improvement, game changer for Hard Top Convertible owners, and the fact they can have their engine visible as well. Really like the way the carbon fiber cover looks on top of the engine. Definitely dresses it up. So happy with the way it all turned out. Hang on a second, I'll show you. So that's a good look at clear cover, being able to see down into the engine. You can show everything off just like if you had a coupe. And I'm real happy with the way the carbon fiber turned out. I think that cover really does add something to the engine. So I'm happy with the way that looks. Obviously there was no cover on there when we took it off, so I think you'd have to do something if you were going to go this route with a clear cover. So, but like I said, they come in painted versions. I know there's even a guy I think is making custom ones and a custom panel instead of this clear panel. Lots of choices out there, so choose the one you like the best. But for us, I think this one's going to work out good, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. Okay, that wraps up this video. I think it made a huge difference. I would definitely suggest it if you have a convertible and you want to show off the engine bay to do something like this. Like I said, it was pretty easy install. Hardest part really was getting the engine cover down in there around all the hoses and everything and get it situated and fitting in there right. Other than that, it's just pulling some screws and changing over the flaps, so no big deal. Hope you enjoyed the content, and appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, that's all I got. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and comment below. Let me know if I'm doing okay or if there's anything different that I should be doing. Try my best, and I think I'm coming along. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and everybody take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.